Jay LaRock, percent off collector, and we're here with another action figure unboxing and review. And actually, I ended up expanding to include vehicles because this was a great deal, and no discount, no deal, and I got this one as a great price. So this is the GI Joe classified Tele-Viper and Cobra Flight Pod, otherwise known as the Trouble Bubble. So we're gonna take a look at this. So let's go to the photo booth. Quickly before we begin, I know all the YouTubers say it, but we're trying to reach 500 subscriptions. So if you like this video, please consider giving us a like, comment, sub, and hit that notification button because we're doing videos every single week. At least 2, most of the time 3. Thanks a lot. All right, we're back here at the photo booth, and I was not really looking to pick this up. When this first came out, it was about 50 bucks or close to 50 bucks, and I was like, it's cool. I definitely love the Trouble Bubble, especially that intro of GI Joe the movie, where basically if you really look at it, that Cobra got killed because that whole Trouble Bubble got blown up. You didn't see a parachute or anything, but the Trouble Bubbles were actually shown also throughout the regular series as well. Now this is the Python Patrol version, so the colors are different. I was more used to the original. Same thing with Tele-Viper, the blue ones, you would hit them and it would say like ouch across the visor and all that. But I got this on a discount, and you know how I do. If you gave me a discount, we can have a deal. I picked this up actually at Target, and it was only $26.99, I believe it was. And I got the other Transformers Stranger Things with it, which you'll see in another video. And together I also got another $5 off of that. So awesome deal. Now, I mean, it looks sweet. And even though I really don't collect a lot of vehicles, mainly because of space and price, when I saw this, and it's not that big and it looks awesome, I was like, okay, I gotta get it. And you guys, like I said, the deal is just sweet because a lot of GI Joe classifieds, when they come out, are $24.99. So to get this for basically that price, and you get the Tele-Viper, and then you get the Trouble Bubble, I mean, man. So hey, you never know. You keep having deals like this, then I guess I'm gonna have to open up more space so I can be able to collect more stuff because it's just too sweet. So let's open this thing up and take a look at what we have inside. Actually, this will be the first vehicle that I've ever gotten, I think, brand new since I started collecting. So that's cool in itself. So it's basically 2 pieces inside the box. You have the main one there where you can see the vehicle and the figure, and then you have the accessory box, which I really like the way they do this. It's, like, none of this stuff I'm going to keep, but I do appreciate the presentation and how it looks. And I realized I didn't grab my little mini scissors. I got the bigger scissors. So hopefully it still works, but let's do a little work here to get it. I've noticed that some of these ties here don't really cut as easy as you think. I mean, I'm able to get it, but it's just like, sometimes I was like, man, I go and I cut these things, and I'm like, they're not coming off. Like, is this supposed to be like security? I mean, I'm getting the feel that you could use some of these lines to like sneak up on someone like it wasn't. Oh my god, now I'm flaking on the name of the weapon that they sneak up on people with and choke them out. But I like the background. It's kind of interesting. It would be like almost if you're taking a picture of another picture of yourself, like standing in front of your own portrait and taking a picture. It's kind of egotistical, right? Like, you're just standing there like, yeah, that's me, look at that. Like, that's the recruitment poster. Like, it's like, you too can be on a Cobra poster. You can stand in front of this picture. That's me. It could be you too. Join Cobra today. Alright, so let's move that out. So we got the figure, and I know that a lot of the Python Patrol colors were supposed to like match up with just the 90s. A lot brighter colors. I've recently started learning a lot more about the Generation 2, which is really, for the most part, just recolored Generation 1 Transformers. And just the wild colors they got. And it's funny because now they've come back with those as well, and a lot of people are liking those wild colors, even though the Generation 2 at the time didn't really do that well. I guess by that time people were burned out, or like me, was just a little bit too old. We were already moving on to stuff like Turtles and Power Rangers. Alright, so there's a lot of stuff in here. Let me scroll down so you can see. There's a bunch of stuff in here. And there's another one here too. Look at that, more stuff. It's all well protected. And I make sure I didn't forget anything because I have been known to do that. I'm getting older, guys. And yet I have more toys than when I was young at this point, I think. Oh, okay, so this is sweet. So basically the rocket turbine for this. And one of the things I really liked as a kid was just seeing the, I don't know if it's industrial nature, just like the warning labels and stuff like that. You know, something like this, like danger, hot exhaust. Like, I don't know, it's like those little touches were cool. I remember I had I think it was the His tank back in the day, and it would give you like the warnings and things. And I think even some of them you had to put those stickers on, and I thought that was sweet. But I just like seeing stuff like that. So we have that, and we have this. Is this a mine? It kind of looks like a mine, right? But that's cool. And then looks like there's just different little pieces. Is this like, oh, is this like a stock for one of the guns? There's two of those. Then antenna, that looks like that. And then we also have alternate heads. So it's kind of interesting because this guy looks like a black guy. I mean, and then he has an alternate white guy head. Let's see, what's the third one? Oh, see, so that's interesting. I wonder if that could become a thing for army building, because think about it. If you're army building guys, like obviously you wouldn't do roadblock and make a white roadblock. You wouldn't do flint and make a... I'm not one of those people that complain about that kind of stuff, but I'm just saying generally you wouldn't. But as far as troop building, I think that this could be a cool idea where it's like, if you buy, you know, a bunch of these, and then you can be like, oh, okay, well, this guy's black, this guy's white, this guy's Hispanic, this guy's Asian. That's cool. And then if you don't want, you know, you don't want to show anything because no other part of them shows skin color, you can do that as well. So I have to say, I think that's really interesting. And like I said, I did not look into this. Like, I'm really not the kind of person that's like constantly scanning new stuff. Not yet. Basically because whenever I get something new, I'm trying to learn about that at that time. But that's cool. I don't know if they're doing more of that. Alright, so we have sweet looking weapon here. And I have to say, that's another reason why I really like collecting this line, is because of all the cool weapons that they have. Sweet looking backpack. It's kind of interesting that there's no color in it. Like, I almost wish that maybe some of these buttons had a different color or something to it. I mean, that's nitpicking, but it's not a big deal or anything. I assume these are like missiles, right? Right. So that's cool. They have each missile for the Trubble Bubble. And then looks like his main weapon. Alright, so we have all those parts. So let's look at the Trubble Bubble itself before putting on any extra parts. Oops. Fumble! Alright, so looks really nice. I mean, again, I was just more used to the old school colors, but I don't have any problem with the way the Python Patrol looks. So it looks like they have the grooves here, so you can lock it in on each side. See, I'm always scared to just push extra hard. I mean, it's not super necessary. As long as it closes and looks fine. I do like the paint on it. As I said, this is my first one that I have, so it looks like I'm just trying to see basically where exactly the different missiles will go. Because I'm looking for a specific type of groove. I always thought though it was an interesting looking vehicle, but at the same time I often wondered how practical it would be. Like, how fast does it move? I mean, in the cartoon it looks like it's pretty good, but at the same time it just looks like the kind of vehicle that can easily get taken out by other vehicles. But like in the G.I. Joe the movie, they show this as like a, well, I mean, in the beginning they show it attacking too, but after that, when you're actually starting the actual movie, they show it as like a patrol thing where they're patrolling the Terradome. And I think that as a patrol vehicle, this would be pretty sweet because you can hover, you can maneuver really well. So that's really sweet. And let's look inside. So I like that. I like the little stickers, the handlebars, everything. I like just the make it looks like, I guess it would be like a python. Like, this is like the neck and the head is like, so that's cool. Inside, you know, just the design mixed with the different colors is nice. You know, you have the stuff over here that shows it's not like overdone. Does look like it's a little issue back there. Let me see, get extra close. Yeah, it looks like, let me know in the comments if this is a defect for me or does it show up on other people's. But I really like it overall. I mean, that little thing there, that doesn't bother me or anything like that. All right, so let's take a look at this once I put all its little accessories on. All right, so I did make some misconceptions in the beginning. First of all, this thing is a hose. For some reason, I was thinking it was an antenna. So the little black pieces basically, and I'll show you here. Basically, the little black pieces here just push into the side. So that's what those little holes were. And then once you put in those little black pieces, then the missiles just push in, and there is no problem with that. And then of course in the back, then the exhaust just plugged into the back here, no problem. The gun, it was a little hard to put that in, and it seemed to pop out, but at this point it feels fine. So that's basically how you have it put together. And I gotta see, that's one thing, this piece here, I didn't see where it go for yet. I guess maybe that's part of the actual Tele-Viper's arsenal. I'll check that out in a second. But I have to say, with the missiles and everything, it looks pretty sweet. I really like the dome, having it kind of like tinted and stuff like that. The color scheme is nice. I mean, a lot of 90s stuff can be crazy with how bright the colors can be, but this isn't really that bad. I think that the black and the yellow accents really work, and of course black and red always looks nice together. Of course it's different than normal Cobra blue, but again, this is the Python Patrol, so it makes a lot of sense. But without further ado, let's look more at the Tele-Viper figure itself. Alright, so we're basically going to go quickly over the articulation, just because if you've seen any of the G.I. Joes, they're pretty much the same unless there's some type of costume or the way that their gear is where maybe it's a little less articulation. But I mean, basically you have the movement with the feet, you can pivot, you can move the ankle as well as, I guess, shin area. This is what this would be. So you get that movement. And then of course you have the double joints that you find on, like I said, all the G.I. Joe classified series pretty much. And then you have it at the thigh, which allows you to turn that as well. And then it's kind of like a waist turn. Not, I mean, I guess it's kind of like an ab crunch here because you can see how it turns. So it's more of an ab crunch than a waist turn per se, but that's fine. And then, of course, with the hands, you can rotate those around. And then the elbows as well. Again, with the double joints. And then you have your socket here for the elbows, so you get that range of motion. And then obviously we know that since you can take off the head, that it has good range of motion as well. So then you have the backpack accessory. It plugs in, and like I said, I didn't realize that this was a hose that would go down into there. Then you have his weapon, which he would hold up here, and then the hose would go into there. And he has that. And I assume then this, I don't know where that would go. It looks like it could fit on the bottom of here too, because that hole is like really small. I was trying to see if there was something else. Like, does it? No. I was seeing if maybe it was a double thing where you could put that there. I'll take another look when I put it in profile just to make sure. But that's pretty sweet. You know, the uniform, it's not like this guy's really a stealth guy, you know, so it doesn't really have to be anything crazy. And as I said, I don't really know Python Patrol that well, but I do like the way it looks. I like the helmet and everything with the backpack. I think it all fits. Let's see as far as the head. Looks like that's not too hard. Let's try the, I guess what you would call robotic head. Alright, there we go. Alright, a little snap there so you know it goes in. So that's nice. It's kind of interesting too, because like maybe I need to push it down a little bit more. I'm not sure. But it kind of sticks out a little bit more. But I really like that look. It kind of gives them even more of that, like, you're filled with technology. Because I mean, as far as I know, I don't remember reading the actual file card, but I know that these guys aren't supposed to be out there like fighting straight up. You know, they're either in vehicles or they're back at base. You know, they have their basic training and all that, but they're not like your regular Cobra soldiers running out there fighting, as far as I know. If I'm wrong, let me know, but I don't think so. I really like that on the gauntlet too. It's the same blue that you see inside on the Trubble bubble. See that? So that's a cool thing to just see. And I assume you would have to remove the backpack when you put him in there, because it would, I don't think it would fit correctly if not, but we'll definitely take a look. So now I'm going to switch another head and then put it on the turntable. Alright, so here he is with his, I guess it would be original head, at least the head that they show on the cover. And then with his weapon, with the tube connected and everything, and I gotta say, it's really nice. I really like how it's put together. But of course, you know, I came mainly because of the Trubble bubble. But I just want to give you a look at how it looks with the original head, and that snarl is just great. Again, I like the hose thing. I like just the design all the way from the top to the bottom. These are just basic stands I got off of Amazon, and they work with pretty much all of my classified issue figures. So this one's really nice. I like that weapon, and it's a cool figure to just have out by itself as well, which is cool. The vest, I love how the sleeves are rolled up and everything. The little, you know, watch down here, all of it. As I said, like the connection here, it's just really altogether cool. So now the last step is putting him in the Trubble bubble. All right, so here he is inside the Trubble bubble, and I like it. I just, it just looks really cool. I mean, obviously with the shaded dome, the top, you know, you don't get to see them that well, but that's also why you can open up the top, which is really cool. Let's just get in a little bit closer, and you can see basically how it has the little connections. I just knocked off a little. Here, this gives you opportunity to see. So you see, it's basically, this was a separate piece, and then it just plugs into this little hole here. So no problem with that. So it's kind of cool because his hands are malleable enough where you're able to grip them across each of the handlebars, which is nice. Basically, this here, you can open it here. It's just a little peg, and you just push that peg in. It's almost like being on a ride at Six Flags or something like that. And then you can even just, if you want to keep it up like that so you can see them, but I mean, for the most part, you're going to have it down. I guess you could play around with the legs, but there isn't a leg stand unless I'm missing something. I'm just looking because it's possible. I've been known to do that. But no, I don't think that. I think I remember like their legs do hang like that. So nothing crazy with that. I mean, it makes sense. This, you know, I guess having an extra pedal or something would throw off the mobility or something. But you know, you can put the visor down. I like again how they have the little Cobra symbol and the little graphics as if it's like an on-screen heads-up display. And overall, I just gotta say I'm happy with this. Again, the discount is really what did it for me. But I was really happy to get this. I know that they also had the regular version, which I wasn't able to get my hands on that. But to be able to get my hands on a Trubble Bubble, it's a cool vehicle, especially if you don't have that much space to play with, because it doesn't take up too much space. I mean, you can see it's not that much wider than the figure. It's just a little bit wider. So for people that don't have a lot of room, it really works out as far as having that space and just the details and everything. I'm just really pleased with it, with the figure, with how this looks. It's just like, overall, I'm happy. And I hope that you are happy hanging out here as I geek out, open up this thing, and have a lot of fun on another action figure unboxing and review. Hey, thanks for checking out the channel. And if you like what you've seen, please consider giving us a like, comment, a sub, all that stuff. It really helps the algorithm as we try to make a push to reach out to more collectors that, like me, like to get that discount. Because you know how I say, no discount, no deal. Alright, catch you later.